Hey folks, welcome back, welcome back. I'm going to do something a little different this month, and I'm going to do a TBR. I'm going to be participating in Bookopolython, Becca's Bookopolython, and I will leave a link to the instructions and all that stuff down below because it's her baby. She can explain it way better than me. But the premise is you pick a number and decide how many rolls you want to do. And that will determine how many books you're going to read. Unless you land on a double, and if you land on a double, then you have to add one to it. I chose 6, so I did 6 rolls. I didn't have any doubles, thank goodness. And yeah, I chose 6 books, and I'm going to tell you about them. I'm going to read the synopsis of them. I'm going to tell you the prompt, and then I'm going to read the synopsis because I don't know about the books, and that's just the easiest way. Also, they're all Book of the Month books because I had decided before participating in this, I had decided that I was going to try to read Book of the Month books for September so that I can get some of those read. I don't know how far back these go. I think these are just maybe last year and some of this year. But I wanted to try to cut down on my Book of the Month books. Anyway, I digress. Roll 1 was the roulette, and you would roll dice and then you would multiply that times 50 and that would get your page numbers. Well, I got between pages 325 and 375, and I chose everything we didn't say for that prompt. And like I said, I'm just going to read the synopsis because it's just easier. Juniper Baker was 19 when her world was torn apart. As fireworks lit up the summer sky, her neighbors were brutally murdered right outside their barn, and to Juniper's horror, her younger brother became the prime suspect. In an instant, everything she loved fell away. She escaped, pledging never to return. Until now. Officially, Juniper is back in town to help a friend, but really, she's here to repair her relationship with her teenage daughter, the source of her deepest regret, and to solve the infamous Murphy murders. As history begins to repeat itself and a dogged local true crime podcaster starts sniffing around, the race to the truth puts past and present on a dangerous collision course, except this time, it's her daughter's life that hangs in the balance. So, that was for roll number 1. Roll number 2 was favorite genre. I promise that I can speak. Favorite genre. And I chose The It Girl. I was going to read this anyway, but I'm glad that it fit in. April Clark Cliveden was the first person Hannah Jones met at Oxford. Vivacious, bright, occasionally vicious, and the ultimate it girl, she quickly pulled Hannah into her dazzling orbit. Together, they cultivated a group of devoted and inseparable friends, Will, Hugh, Ryan, and Emily, during their first term. By the end of the year, April was dead. Now, a decade later, Hannah and Will are expecting their first child, and the man convicted of killing April, former Oxford porter John Neville, has died in prison. Hannah is relieved to have finally put the past behind her, but her world is rocked when a young journalist comes knocking and presents new evidence that Neville may have been innocent. As Hannah reconnects with old friends and delves deeper into the mystery of April's death, she realizes that the friends she thought she knew all have something to hide, including murder. So that's book number 2. Roll number 3 was features a death, which any of these would work. But The Neighbor's Secret. With its sprawling yards and excellent schools, Cottonwood Estates is the perfect place to raise children. The Cottonwood Book Club serves as the subdivision's eyes and ears, meeting once a month for discussion, gossip, and cocktails. If their selections tend toward twisty thrillers and salacious murder mysteries, it's only because the members feel secure that such evil has no place in their own cul-de-sacs. But when late-night acts of vandalism target the women of the book club in increasingly violent and personal ways, some of Cottonwood Estate's longest-buried secrets begin to surface. What happened to Lena's family 15 years ago was a tragic accident, and she will never admit otherwise. Devoted wife and mother, Annie refuses to acknowledge, even to herself, the weight of a past shame. And new resident Jen wants friends, but, as always, worry about her troubled son gets in the way. They might argue about the books, but the women of Cottonwood Book Club agree on what's most important, protecting their children at any cost, even if it means someone has to die. That was roll number 3. Roll number 4, MultiPerpective. For that, The Lies I Tell. Meg Williams, Maggie Littleton, Melody Wild. Different names for the same person, depending on the town, depending on the job. She's a con artist who erases herself to become whoever you need her to be. A college student, a life coach, a real estate agent, but nothing about her is real. She slides alongside you and tells you exactly what you want to hear, and by the time she's done, you've likely lost everything. Kate Roberts has been waiting 10 years for the woman who upended her life to return, and now that she has, Kat is determined to be the one to expose her. But as the two women grow closer, Kat's long-held assumptions begin to crumble, leaving Kat to wonder who Meg's true target is. The Lies I Tell is a twisted domestic thriller that dives deep into the psyches and motivations of two women in their unwavering quest to seek justice for the past and rewrite the future. The Lies I Tell. Julie Clark. Number 5. And it was lowest rated. So I got on my Goodreads. Got on my Goodreads and looked up lowest rated. And this was 3.25, something like that. Like a Sister. When the body of Desiree Pierce is found on a playground in New York City the morning after her 25th birthday party, the police and the media are quick to declare her death an overdose. A tragedy, certainly, but not a crime. Yet Desiree's half-sister, Lena Scott, knows that can't be the case. A graduate student at Columbia, Lena has spent the past decade forging her own path far from the spotlight. But despite the bitter truth that the women haven't spoken in 2 years, torn apart by Desiree's partying and by their father, Mel, a wealthy hip-hop mogul, some facts about Desiree wouldn't have changed. And Desiree would never travel above 125th Street, so why is no one listening to Lena? Lena becomes determined to find justice for her half-sister, even if it means untangling her family's darkest secrets or ending up dead herself. And the last one was Spring, which, something that reminds you of spring, floral cover, anything like that. So I chose The Wife Upstairs. And it says, meet Jane. Newly arrived to Birmingham, Alabama, Jane is a broke dog walker in Thornfield Estates, a gated community full of McMansions, shiny SUVs, and bored housewives. The kind of place where no one will notice if Jane lifts the discarded tchotchkes and jewelry off the side tables or her well-heeled clients. There, where no one will think to ask if Jane is even her real name. Meet Eddie. Recently widowed, he has become Thornfield Estates' most mysterious residents. Ever since his wife Bee drowned in a boating accident with her best friend, their bodies lost to the deep, Jane can't help but see an opportunity in Eddie. Not only is he rich, brooding, and handsome, but he could also offer her the kind of protection she craves. Yet as the two fall for each other, Jane is haunted by the legend of Bee, an ambitious beauty and successful entrepreneur with a rags to riches origin story. How can she, plain Jane, ever measure up? And can Jane win Eddie's heart before her past, or his, catches up with her? With a delicious suspense, incisive wit, and a fresh feminist sensibility, The Wife Upstairs flips the script on Jane Eyre in a timeless tale of forbidden romance, ill-advised attraction, and a wife who just won't stay buried. So, there we go. There they are. There's my pick for Bookopalathon. All of them. All 6 of them. So yeah, there they are. If you're interested in reading any of them, let me know. And if you're participating, I look forward to seeing your TBRs. I have been watching them. I'm excited. I love readathons. They make you read. They give you the incentive and the boost to just do it. And like I said, I will leave a link to Becca below so that you can go, find out what you're really supposed to be doing, because we know I can't explain things very well. This was a first for me. I've been wanting to do TBRs for a while now. I just haven't. But we'll see how this goes, and maybe this will be a thing. I love to read, so maybe it'll be a thing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If you're participating, I wish you luck. I hope you have a great September. I hope you read all the things you want to read, and I hope that you have time to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Remember to be kind to one another, make someone smile, and I'll see you next time. Bye.